I'm curious why the Trump administration decided to leave it intact and only arrest Nicolas Maduro and his wife, the person who controls the police, the chief thug, Cabello. He's the interior minister. He's been indicted by the United States. He was in that indictment the administration released. He's a narco-terrorist. There's a $25 million price on his head. He's still in place. The defense minister, who has deep ties to Russia, $15 million price on his head. He is still in place. I'm confused. Are they still wanted by the United States? Why didn't you arrest them if you are taking out the narco-terrorist regime?
You're confused? I don't know why that's confusing to you.
They're still in power.
It's very simple. You're not going to go in and wrap up. But you can't go. You're going to go in and suck up 5 people. They're already complaining about this one operation. Imagine the howls we would have from everybody else if we actually had to go and stay there 4 days to capture 4 other people. We got the top priority. The number 1 person on the list was the guy who claimed to be the president of the country that he was not. And he was arrested along with his wife, who was also indicted. And that was a pretty sophisticated and frankly complicated operation.
It was.
It is not easy to land helicopters in the middle of the largest military base in the country. The guy lived on a military base. Land within 3 minutes, kick down his door, grab him, put him in handcuffs, read him his rights, put him in a helicopter, and leave the country without losing any American or any American assets. That's not an easy mission. And you're asking me, why didn't we do that in 5 other places at the same time? I mean, that's absurd. I do think this is one of the most, daring, complicated, sophisticated missions this country has carried out in a very long time. Tremendous credit to the U.S. military personnel who did it. It was unbelievable, and tremendous success. And today, an indicted drug trafficker who was not the legitimate president of Venezuela, who we don't recognize, the Biden administration didn't recognize, 60-something countries don't recognize, the European Union doesn't recognize, and many countries in Latin America don't recognize. He was a indicted drug trafficker.
No matter what the Trump administration does, even if it's something great for the entire country, for the world, there will still be people on the left that will criticize him to the max on, okay, yeah, you took out the president, you got the president, you went in there and got, what about all these other guys? What about this? What about that? It's like, can't you just give flowers when flowers are earned? I mean, Trump did what the last administration failed to do. And I didn't even know this, but the reward for getting Maduro started in 2020 when Biden was the president. For 4 whole years, the Biden administration didn't do anything about the drug. If anything, they made things worse for the country, for the world, by allowing the borders to be opened so all these drugs and narco terrorists can come to this country and destroy this country. This is what their intentions were. And then you have retarded people like this lady getting mad because, oh, we didn't catch them all. Like Pokemon, like we didn't catch them all. Like, are you kidding me right now?
Right.
He was arrested. His wife was arrested,
right,
also
but the
indicted,
others who are also indicted are still
system of courts.
The others who are also indicted are still in place. So that's the point of my questioning there. But you talked about not being the legitimate president.
So you wanted us to land in 5 other military bases?
No, I'm asking why you chose that this was the limit of the military operation. But to your point that you just made, that that Maduro was not the legitimate president.
He was the guy who was claiming to be the president.
Right. Well, the opposition.
He was the top target.
He was the top target, point blank. Now they're, whether you believe the Trump administration or not, I mean, their intentions, with good or bad intentions, we now have him in custody and going through trial. He's pleaded not guilty from what I read online. And now Trump said that he's taking over Venezuela and taking over the oil over there and redistributing, I don't even know where, probably to America, everywhere else in the country that needs oil. I don't know what's happening with it. We're going to find out. If any of you know more than I know right now, go ahead and leave it in the comments just to keep this video updated. But it's crazy that, no matter what the Trump administration will do, even if it's curing cancer, it's not enough for people on the left.
So together we had 12 months of unprecedented success in 2025, and now we're going to make history and break records with the epic midterm victory that we're going to pull off. It just doesn't seem to happen for people that win the presidency. It's an amazing phenomenon. You know, you win the presidency, and we sure as hell are having a successful presidency, I will say that. You got to win the midterms, because if we don't win the midterms, it's just going to be, I mean, they'll find a reason to impeach me. I'll get impeached.
President Trump briefing lawmakers at the Trump Kennedy Center in Washington at the GOP retreat. President Trump hoping the daring raid by U.S. forces in Venezuela to grab Nicolas Maduro and his wife could lead to unleashing oil from the country with the largest reserves in the world. The president posting, I am pleased to announce that the interim authorities in Venezuela will be turning over between 30 and 50 million barrels of high-quality, sanctioned oil to the United States of America. The president says the oil is not a gift, but will be sold at market price and controlled by the U.S. to help the people of Venezuela. The president says he's putting Energy Secretary Chris Wright in to execute the plan. And if all goes accordingly, President Trump says the Venezuelan oil will be shipped to the United States. This will be a big test for the new leader of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, if this deal is pulled off, guys.
We shall see. All right, Lucas Tomlinson live for us.
Okay, so it seems like they already have a leader in Venezuela that they're transitioning to, which is good because the people in Venezuela were getting sick and tired of Maduro and the type of ways he was running the country. But from my understanding, I mean, he leaned more conservative. From what I've been reading online in the video I made, yesterday or the day before about this, and I don't know, we're helping the people that want what we don't want here in America. That's from my understanding of what's been going on. And it's the people here in America that are praising it, even Republicans and people on the right. I don't think they have a full grasp of what's actually been going on in Venezuela to be cheering on that we got Maduro out of there. We're doing it for the sacred of the people there in Venezuela, which is great. We're doing it for the people there. Even if they all lean left, we're doing it because that's the majority of the people there. And it's not our place ever in this world to change a country based on our own beliefs of what we want here in America. If the majority of people in another country want a certain thing, that's what they deserve, that's what they should get. But here in America, I mean, the majority have been praising, we wanted Republicans to step up and make these changes to bring back America into a safe place to live, be more affordable, and making sure our borders are closed so we don't just invite a bunch of people to come into this country with bad intentions. Listen, that's fair information for our country, for the world to hear that the United States of America is not just, going to capture him, Maduro, just for the purposes of all the drugs that have been pouring into America, claiming that it's coming from Venezuela. It's coming from many other countries as well. And there's also, I wouldn't be surprised, many distribution centers here in America, or manufacturing places here in America where we're pumping drugs into other countries. I mean, this is something that's been going on for many years, and it's not something that's like, oh, shocking, we didn't know that this was happening. No, we've always known this was happening. We just didn't have the right leadership at the White House to ensure that they're actually looking out for the American people. And this is why I emphasize so much on this channel that being America first means that we, the people, need to make sure that the people we put in our government are actually looking out for us. The moment they start veering off towards different directions that were not mentioned during their campaigning is when we need to start ringing the bells, throwing the white flag, doing something to start letting our government know that we, the people, are not agreeing with the different types of route you're taking to achieve certain things. We need to have a different type of system in where the people still have our voice being heard during the process of the presidency, their 4-year term. Because we get so many people complaining about so many different things. I think one of the things to tone that down a little bit would be to somehow incorporate some type of text or an app, some sort of system where we can all be able to do it with our phones in a secure way somehow. I don't know. It's just something I was thinking of, something different. because everything we've been doing up to this point is not working to the benefit of the majority of the American people. When we still have corruption, we still have the Epstein files, we still have Charlie Kirk investigation going on, and there's just so much. We're not forgetting about that. And Trump is still responsible to answer a lot of these things that he still has not, the swamp that he spoke so much of in his first term. I mean, it's great that he's doing these other things for the American people and for the country and for the world. But we need to take a step back. We do one thing at a time, and we close the borders, which was a great first step in his running for this term. But we need to get that swamp and that corruption out of Washington, and we, the people, demand that at this point. In order to move forward, knowing it's okay that the next president we pick, we're not going to be having these type of issues. We need full transparency now. So that way, the moment we start getting some type of question mark in our government, we know that's where we stop it right away. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Till next time, peace out, everybody. This one's for Charlie.